All right, guys, welcome to your collage center. You'll find this studio, we're here in the back of the room. So we've got collage center here. It's not a terribly big center or studio, and it actually has pretty simple materials. I think when you're working with collage, you need stuff to work with. You need a surface or a system that you're working with to put things down on. You need some type of adhesive, and you need items that you can use for cutting. So I have a variety of things back here, from different kinds of papers, old books. There are drawers back here that are filled with paper, drawer here that's filled with lots of different odds and ends that are good for collage, newspaper, magazines, and such for working. Then we need something to put the collage material on, and I have a bin that just has a lot of scrap mat board left over from last year's art show. Perfect weight, nice and white, nice and smooth to work on top of. However, if what you're looking for you don't find back here in this this bin, then just talk to me and I'll help you find a surface that suits what you are, looking for. These drawers, I'm actually fighting with one right now, can kind of be a little problematic, but just kind of coax it back into being shut so that nobody walks into it. The other thing that you're going to need, besides things to work with and something to glue it down onto, is glue or different kinds of adhesive. And it would kind of just depend on the overall look. I do help students sometimes either work with glue or like a watered down glue. I have masking tape. That's actually masking tape that comes in different colors. The hot glue station is looking a little bit better right now. We have these silicone mats that are nice to work with and on. I have large glue guns that take the larger glue sticks, and then I'll also have some smaller glue guns available for you guys with smaller glue sticks. I have some little protection back here if you tend to, you just mind the heat, or you find that you are frequently getting burnt with the hot glue gun. Those are some safety precautions. These are the large glue sticks, and we are in really good shape because it's the beginning of the year, but I need for there to be glue sticks for my students come the end of the year. So don't waste them, use them, but make sure you're using them in a way that is responsible and respectful to the materials. And using the hot glue gun could be beneficial when you're working with collage, but it also could be that the glue is too powerful. And I've watched kids, put tissue paper down, and then they're surprised when all of a sudden they've burnt their fingers because the glue has gone through the lightweight tissue. A lot of what you're going to need and work with the collage, because you're just maybe like gluing paper down, would be satisfactory just with, a traditional glue bottle, or the glue sticks that you'll find over in the drawing station, and they are in that red bin, or masking tape, and just using your head literally when you are gluing your collage material. And then a cutting tool, something that would, work well in the classroom. Obviously scissors. Sometimes I think even tearing the paper creates a nice rough edge and that texture. Or if you are interested in working with an X-Acto knife, we talked about that in class. I keep the X-Acto knives up front in that sort of our handle with care zone, and you can test if you haven't yet and get that station open. And then once you have tested, then you would have the ability to come back, get one of the safety mats, and then you can work with it at your own table. The other thing I make available for kids is, if you liked when you were testing that you were kind of like up and tucked away in your own little X-Acto knife bubble, you can come back up there and you can work, and there's a stool there, and you can kind of be out of the way of, anybody bumping you. I also have gloves that are available up there for protecting your hand, your non-dominant hand, the hand that isn't cutting, that could, save you needing a Band-Aid or, a trip to MedExpress for a cut. And then for storage, many of them are the size that would fit inside of your art folder. However, if it is covered with something that maybe it has like a sticky surface on it, then we would take this and we would put it over in our drying rack area for storage, or even we can use the space down below these vertical slats. If you have it maybe attached onto a drawing board, you could put it there, or you could put your work here, and then you would find it there when you come to class the next time and be able to continue working. So the drying racks come in handy. Sometimes we're putting things on there that are plainly dry, but it's a great place for storage, or it's a place where maybe you have something that is sticky and you need to get it. You can't put it in your folder or you'll have a mess. And so that's the Collage Studio, and it is available for you. And it could also become a mixed media studio where maybe you're incorporating other things into it, where maybe you're drawing on top of your collage or painting on top of your collage. And if that's the case, then you would need to have those stations or studios opened as well. I do have 2 hair dryers in the room if you need those for any reason, if you need to speed dry anything with your collage. All right, so that's your Collage Studio. And if you have any questions or concerns while you're working, by all means, ask.